Welcome to the Pulse Project. Pandemics had an effect on everyone, whether it's physical health, mental health, effects of being isolated, financial stress, and more. This project's designed to show you the resources you have available to help you move forward during these tough times. Welcome to the Pulse Project. It's been brought to you by Bank, Community Development Partnership, and Witty Media. So, how you guys doing?
Well, we've had a morning, but we're all right.
We're good. I know it's been a rough morning. I got here real early. I forgot it was 10:30.
Oh, yeah.
I always like getting early so I can set up. So yeah, why don't we say everybody's names and what you do here?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter where we start.
My name is Gloria Betters. I'm the volunteer coordinator.
Okay.
My name is Chris Anderson. I'm the shelter manager.
I'm Ashley McLaughlin. I'm the deputy director.
I'm Marie Timpano. I'm the executive director.
Nice to meet you. My name is Seth, and I wear a million hats. But yeah, well, nice to meet you guys. I'm glad to be here. I'm from Beaver County Resources, where we basically connect the resources that the lower income, underserved community has available to them, and from finances, homelessness. This all started from COVID, but we're trying to cover all grounds. And yeah, I wanted to interview you guys. You guys are open. Last time.
When did we talk last? I was trying to think of when that was.
I don't remember. I just remember you guys talking about there was a building down here, and
We had a vision for sure.
Yeah.
Or
Here we are.
it might have been a nightmare. I'm not when we were first thinking about it, but we had to turn into a vision. Let's just say that.
oh yeah, we gotta use these. So yeah, how's it been? How's it feel to be opened up?
So it feels, to me, it feels, it's incredible. I mean, I joke about it, but it's been a 2.5-year journey from the time that we were going back and forth as an organization. I mean, the Cornerstone was only established in 2016, so it's 2023. We've come a long way in a short period of time. But we are absolutely committed to supporting individuals who are experiencing housing insecurity in our community, and not just putting a roof over people's heads, really helping help individuals to transform their lives. Talking about no more Band-Aids, we want to be honest about the issues and address them. And so 2.5 years ago when this came about, we went back and forth. Are we the right organization? Can we accomplish something like this? And we determined and decided to move forward with the process, and we were graciously awarded the contract. When folks told me back then, it's going to take over 2 years, I was like, absolutely not. I was thinking 9-10 months, but it has been, it was 2 years in February. So, but we are so very proud, and it would not have happened without a lot of folks, including the individuals around this table.
Can we go back to the beginning? How did we get here? What corner? Somebody closed up, right?
Yes, the former Crossroads Men's Shelter, which was being operated in a basement of a church in Beaver Falls. It was a 7-to-7 shelter being run by the former Crossroads, and they lost their location in 2019. And at that time,
COVID.
Right before all that came crashing in on everybody.
That's right.
And they were desperately searching for another site. But there's a lot of things that go into this. There's zoning issues, and we were very fortunate to find one building in one municipality that happened to be for sale at the time, that we could provide this operation and set ourselves and make a home here. But they struggled to find that location and tried to meet the need in any way that they could, and they were unable to. And I want to say in 20 or 21, they eventually ceased to exist as an entity, unfortunately. But certainly, it's upon their shoulders that we stand. They were addressing those issues for all those years, and we're just trying to pick up the baton and take it to the next level. But that's sort of how we got here.
Good. So let's talk about everything that we do here. I know you guys do a lot. Let's do it bit by bit. What all do people have available? What can they expect?
That's your baby.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be, I want you guys who are doing the work to be heard from as well. But, the vision was never to have a warehouse. I mean, some of the visions that people conjure up when they think of shelters, even you and I prior to this interview were discussing that, it's not pretty. I mean, people are already, in distress, challenged. They're already at a rough spot when they come to us. So what we wanted to provide was an environment where people could feel hope, and dignity, and respect, and not those aren't just words to the Cornerstone. I mean, we believe in that, we live that, that's our culture. And so when we were developing this facility, we really, everything from its physical design, which we worked with some folks in Allegheny County. We worked with Action Housing, who was then working on the Second Avenue shelter. We looked at Light of Life mission. We went to Lawrence County. We looked at the City Rescue mission. We looked at things across the country over the last couple of years and best practices, et cetera. And so we knew that we wanted to create a place where people could feel physically warm and welcome, and it could be light and bright and hopeful. But then we wanted programs and services to really give people a real shot at rebuilding their lives. So we looked at, healthcare, mental health, job training, education screenings, substance use disorder, all of those things. In the physical design of the building, we incorporated space for other entities to come in. It's a very collaborative effort. And we worked over these last couple of years to build relationships and establish programs and services that will benefit the gentlemen not only while they're here in this facility, but once they move on from the facility, they could sort of have that mothership to come back to for support and encouragement, because it's not something that's fixed overnight. It's a complex issue, and the folks here can speak to it very eloquently. Homelessness, people say, well, what's a typical homeless situation look like? There isn't one. There's young people, elderly people, families, single dads, single moms, all kinds of situations, substance use, mental health, lost my job, COVID, lots of issues happen for folks. So there's no typical picture that you can hang up, and it is very complex, and so it really takes a comprehensive and complex approach to helping to address it and help people in a meaningful way. We are not going to stop the cycle of homelessness if we are just band-aiding it, giving people a roof over their head. You just can't plant people in an apartment or in a shelter and expect it to magically fix itself. All of the things and the challenges that led to that individual getting into that situation are things that need to be addressed and worked on for people to have a meaningful chance of being independent members of our community again. And that's what we endeavor to do here. Our little piece of it with all of the partners that we work with, because it takes a community. Folks need to be able to be back in that community, but they need to begin to establish those relationships and those supports so that when they get out on their own again and they're independent in our county, they know what those supports are and they know how to utilize them. And I appreciate what you're doing, which is educating the public, not only the public who needs our services, but the public who can support our services as well. Appreciate it. Okay.
So when they arrive, what does that look like? You said that there are, it's complex,
It is.
And you want to help them in a multifaceted way.
Yep.
What does that look like when they enter here? How do you figure out what got them here? Like, tell me about the process. If I showed up, how do we get me help?
So we'll assess your needs. Number one, where have you come from? Where have you been? What led to your homelessness? Things like that. We'll ask some background questions and try to figure out, what best suits you. And we'll try to assess your needs. We'll kind of, once you come in the door, try to make you comfortable first, give you everything that you need in order to feel comfortable. We'll give you a tour of the building, give you, bedding and hygiene, and all your basic needs will be met. Make sure that you're fed. If you need a shower, take a shower. We'll give you everything that you need. Kind of give you some time to relax and ease into the situation. And then, depending on what time of the day, if it's morning, we'll, try to get with them that afternoon. If not, get a good night's rest. They might have been outside and not rested. So bring them in, let them rest up a little bit, and the next day we meet with them right away. Like, what are your needs? How can I help you? Where do you want to go from here? It's their choice, it's their life, it's their choice. And we give them all the resources, whatever they need, we provide it for them. We'll direct them, if we can't provide it, we'll direct them to where they need them. There's the coordinated entry process. We'll send the homeless cert to the Beaver Falls office. Francine, the coordinated entry, she will come over here probably within a day or two to get them into the housing program. The housing programs all over the county can come in here, meet with them, start the enrollment, and then that's usually the first step, get them into the housing program to start working on that, and then while they're in that program, that's a process, it takes some time, then we can address their other needs, whether it's drug and alcohol, mental health. Caseworkers can come in, we can get them connected with case managers, anything that they need. If they need inpatient drug and alcohol, we'll give them the resources for that.
When dealing with men, has it been a challenge to get men to come? Because as being a man, I know how prideful we are, and not wanting anybody to see us down. Has that been a challenge, even with trying to help the ones that come here?
I don't think so, actually. I think the 2 years I've been at Cornerstone, the amount of people we've transported out of county to other shelters kind of gave us a glimpse of what we were in for here. And June 12th, when we opened that door, the phone was ringing. I don't think, there might have been one or two, I'm not going to say all of them. There's some of them who were like, I don't really want to come to a shelter. I invite them, well, come take a look around. Maybe see the services, look around. I'll show them, the common areas. It's not what you think. It's not what you picture. Being in a communal space isn't ideal for them, but, I think they realize maybe where they're coming from, it's the better option for them. Again, we can't force them to, but we can try to make suggestions to them, like why you would want to be here. But I think, no, we kind of eased our way into it, but I don't think it's been a problem. I think that they recognize the need and their need.
I think it helps too that we are in Beaver County because we were transporting all of our residents that were homeless out of county. So I think this is like a welcome relief for people that find themselves in a homeless situation in Beaver County because they can stay here. They can stay where their family, friends, jobs, doctors, all that is. Before we were having to take them back and forth to Allegheny County or to Newcastle, and then we'd have to go get them when they had appointments and different things. So I think it's a relief for people that they can stay in the community where they want to be.
Good, that's powerful. That's powerful. I know you guys just recently got bus line, which is an accomplishment.
It is.
Very much.
Congratulations to you. Can we talk a little bit about those services? Can we talk about transportation altogether? How does transportation work? I heard you talk about transporting back and forth.
Yeah.
So we, when COVID happened and transportation, we knew that we were taking people in and out of county because the services were not here in the community. The county awarded us some dollars to hire a driver, and so we have 2, soon to be 3 vehicles, and we've been transporting for a good 3 years now, with a driver, with vehicles, transporting people. We're also part of CBCM. I'll let Ashley talk more about that program. But so we have our driver, we have our vehicles, but we work very closely with BCTA, Beaver County Transit Authority. Mary Jo Morandini, the executive director over there, has been a tremendous supporter because there was not bus service to this location. And that was a big concern of the community. How will the men get there? How will they get to places that they need to be? And although we can help to support that, we and the community and our commissioners, our leadership here in the county, felt it was important that public transportation be accessible here. So on July the 10th, next Monday, it will begin. We have a bus stop here. The gentleman, we're going to ease into this a little bit, see what the ridership looks like, what the need looks like. They can be picked up here at 9. There's a bus that will come back here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it will basically tie them into the main transportation system. It'll get them to Rochester, where the main hub of BCTA is, and then they can go anywhere in the community, or they could even transfer if they needed to go out of county to Allegheny County or something to that effect. But we're pleased, we're thrilled. That took a lot more thought and planning, the logistics of that, to make that happen, but we're thrilled that it did happen.
Mm-hmm. How long do people stay here?
We're looking at 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
We talked about the complexities of housing insecurity and homelessness. Those issues aren't going to be addressed overnight. The other piece of this is availability of affordable housing in the county. That's a bit of a challenge, including for folks who have less income or no income, might have a criminal history or other challenges to that. So the Cornerstone is working on the other side of that, advocating and working with developers and others to ensure safe and affordable housing, adequate numbers of safe and affordable housing in the county. Because essentially, you can get folks into the program, get them into emergency shelter, they can work through our coordinated entry, tie into the housing programs, but then they have to have a place that's sustainable in the community to exit to. If we don't work on that side of it, we're just on a treadmill here. We're going to have a revolving door of issues. And so there's a lot of folks concerned about that and working. Our Public Housing Authority is a wonderful partner of ours, but there's limitations to that. There are folks that, first of all, the availability of that. There are folks that have, some things in their past that may not allow them access to the Public Housing Authority. If that happens, it's really, really challenging. So we're working on that side of it as well, so that the system can work effectively and people can exit in a sustainable manner into the community.
Yeah, so we spoke earlier, and you were telling me about, how people can give. Can you tell me more about your role and what the individuals have available and how others can get involved?
Okay, I am the volunteer coordinator. My position is brand new, so I was able to pretty much mold it how it needs to be, how I see fit, and according to the needs of the Cornerstone. And basically, I run the dinner time meal program where I get the guys dinner every day at 5, and I also accept phone calls from the community that are so generous and wanting to donate anything they possibly can. I always keep on top of inventorying what we need so that I can accurately tell people what they can give, and I also look for in-shelter volunteers. There are so many people, wonderful people in the Beaver County community that I have met that have huge hearts that want to help but never really knew exactly how, and so I offer them a liaison to fulfill that part of them while they're also helping us. It's very much needed, and it's such a fulfilling job. I mean, for about 30 years now, I've been doing community service work with autistic children and disadvantaged youth and in school districts and stuff. And I really researched before the Cornerstone, before I applied, because I wanted a job that aligned with my values, and I believe in every single thing the Cornerstone stands for, everything they do. I love my job. I am completely on board with what we're doing. I'm so proud to be part of this, so happy to be part of something this great, this big.
Man, I
It's been
aspire that
wonderful.
one day people talk about my organization like that. Like that's huge. That is powerful. Like I pray that people say, you know what, with media,
It is
I pray,
meaningful work. It's
Alright.
it's so meaningful. I love what we're doing, and I hope that it's just going to get better and better, and we're going to make a huge difference in the community. I hope we do. I know we're going to.
So I know people are donating food, I assume clothes. What are some areas that people, what are some other creative ways that people can help that they might not?
Well, I'm always looking for creative ideas from the community, and so many people, different church groups, different schools have come forth, and they've given me ideas that I otherwise never would have even thought of. And the creativity is so inspiring. It's awesome. Excuse me. But people are always welcome to reach out to me by email or by my extension, and we pretty much discuss and we brainstorm and come up with new things that people. And needs here, I notice, change daily. Like it's often things that people wouldn't think that we would need, and it changes daily. Like sometimes one day I'll need a bunch of bottled water. Another day it might be deodorant. And I have an on-call list. I have churches that I've created wonderful working relationships with that have come forth that believe in what we do also, and have been so helpful to me in realizing this dream of helping people.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Jared Boyer? You guys, any of you know Jared Boyer? So he's a guy who does a lot of boxing. He's Christian.
You know him, right?
You probably do.
Yeah. He talked to us about food.
Okay.
About food boxes for setting people up when they move out of shelter into their own place. A food box to start them up.
Okay.
Did he talk about his boxing?
No.
No.
Because-
Have you heard anything about that?
He does a lot of boxing and training with men and younger boys. It might be some kind of partnership there as an outlet, because men tend to release in a negative way
I think
physically.
he was at Beaver County Bounces back last year. I think he did a boxing class, because
You guys have a gym here, right?
Yes.
That might be something to help.
Yeah, things like that. Just like I already have our Thanksgiving meal planned. I already have a Christmas party planned, and I'm working with other shelter staff members that work in the evening. getting input from the guys on what they want to do, what they want to see happen here, what kind of activities they want to take place in. Like they want to, bounce a basketball, they want exercise, they want stimulation, they want, or even artistic outlets. They want put in contact with a religious outlet of their choice, and I could make that happen too. Basically, I am always looking for feedback from them to see what their needs are, what they want, what they need, and I will readily fulfill it.
Which is ever changing because the population and the census of who is here is ever changing
And
as well.
everybody's different.
I mean, Gloria talked about the meal program. That sounds simple. It's not. The breakfast the gentlemen are doing on their own and working with the team here, that's sort of a life skills piece. We're working with BCRC on the lunches. They're coming over with their school to work program to prepare lunch for the guys. And then Gloria's working every day to schedule an individual or a community group, a civic group, a church, whomever that might be, to prepare a meal, and they can bring it or we can pick it up for the gentleman. I mean, that's every day, right? This operation never shuts down. And so that she's done an excellent job fulfilling that, and the community has been very responsive to that. So I'm going to be honest, and this isn't an easy thing for me to say. This is not a cheap operation to run, right? I'm going to be honest. It's about $560,000 annually to operate this facility. If you're going to address the complexities of housing insecurity and homelessness, it has to be very comprehensive. We have to have qualified staff. We have to have a facility that is well maintained and cleaned and operated. We have to have resources, flexible resources that allow us to do the types of things that need to happen to really help people make meaningful change. I've been in this in the housing industry a long time, and that's where I came up with No More Band-Aids. It's frustrating to keep doing the same things over and over when you know that's not going to have a true impact. It's well-intentioned, I get it, but there's a time when you have to step up and say, this isn't working. We've got to look at what's really going to work, and I'm not suggesting that the Cornerstone in and of itself has the magic answer to that. I don't think there is a magic answer. I think it's a collaborative approach, a community approach to resolving this. But in order to do it, we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be reflecting each time on the different circumstances that are arriving here and how we're looking to address it. But it takes a lot of resources to do that. We've been very fortunate. Our county commissioners through COVID dollars and some other funding has been very supportive. We would not have been able to build this facility, rehab it, had it not been for that. We worked with corporations like Penn Energy, USG. A lot of folks came in. The United Way, we got a mini grant through the United Way of Beaver County. We were funded through the Pittsburgh Foundation for Operations. We got a grant through them. We got a grant through the Mary Hillman Jennings Foundation. So we're doing our own fundraising. On September 9th, our annual Party with a Purpose. Each and every day, it's my job to be out there educating people on what we're doing, informing the community about the need. That's been an ongoing issue. Do we have a homeless problem in Beaver County? We do. Does it look different than it looks in major cities? It does. We have a lot of people doubled up. We have people coming out of the jail system who can't come out of that process unless they have somewhere to go and some support. We're able to now provide that continuity so that people aren't falling through the cracks. They have a place to exit to. We can work with them to ensure that they're staying compliant with the terms of all of that and moving forward in their lives. Asking for money is hard for me, even though it's my job. It's important for me to educate the public on what it takes and why it's important. The cost to our community of not supporting those in need is far greater than supporting the types of programs and services that will help people get a leg up. We are not giving anyone anything. We are meeting them in the middle, meeting them where they are, and helping them to develop a path forward, working with them and walking with them on that path forward. But there's accountability in that. We're here to work with you and support you and help you to meet your needs, but you have to be invested in that as well. And so it's a tall order. It's a very tall order. And I've asked a lot of my staff and our board. I can't say enough about the board of directors for the Cornerstone, who have been on this crazy ride with me since 2017. And when I said, let's build a shelter, I mean, that was huge, right? Something that had not been a 24-hour, it's the first and only 24-hour men's facility in Beaver County. This will serve our community for many, many years to come. I hope there comes a day when we don't need to be here. But realistically, if you turn on your news, you can see that the problem is huge across the country. It's not just a Beaver County issue, it's a national issue. And the need for safe and affordable housing and the supports that go with that to help individuals remain independent and sustainable is critical. We are working towards those answers. So we welcome anyone who wants to sit at this table and discuss that with us. If you have questions, we've been completely transparent with the community on what we're doing here. If you want to come, learn about what we're doing, ask questions, give advice, give critical feedback, we're here for that. If you want to support us, you can come, you can donate your services, you can donate food, you can donate resources to help us continue building on what we're trying to do to truly bring an end to homelessness in Beaver County. But walk with us. Don't stay on the outside and drive by. This isn't just a building. This is a process. Get on board with us. You are welcome. You don't have to agree with me, but come and talk to me. Right. Come and talk to my team. Come and see the faces of the people that are in need, Seth. It's your brother, it's your sister, it's your mother, it's your son, it's your daughter. It's your neighbor. It's us. It's our community, right? It's not somebody over there. It's our community. It's people whose faces you're looking in every day. Let's strengthen our county. And I appreciate that our leadership and our community has said this is a priority and we're going to support it. When we had our open house on the 5th of June, the room was full with leadership and community folks and media folks and other leaders of other organizations who none of this would have happened. This isn't the Cornerstone shelter. This is Beaver County's shelter. They helped to make this happen. And we have to stay together on this journey. It's not a one and done. It's a long road. And we're on it, and we want you to be on it with us.
Marie for president, 2024.
Amen.
2024. Yeah, I really appreciate the work that you all are doing, the mentality, the approaches, like asking them what they want or collaborating with people. I know that you feel like the Cornerstone might not have the overall answer, but the ingredients are there. The fact that you're willing to say, you know what, we don't know. We're going to figure this out. We're going to ask questions.
Seth. We're
Every day we say, yeah.
And I think that's the ingredients of solving anything or attempting to solve it in an impactful way.
Well, and the work that you're doing, when you talked about hoping that someday someone would speak of your efforts in that regard, you're bringing these efforts to the public. You can't be, it's like with the tree falling down in the woods and nobody hearing it. If nobody hears about what we're doing, a lot of people make a lot of assumptions. People probably have driven by this building. They have images in their mind. I challenge those images. Please come and look at what we're doing here. But you're helping to get that word out, and you're doing it in a very kind and compassionate and generous way. You called us. We didn't call you. You said, can we come over and get the word out to the community? Your efforts are helping to change the community, because anything in a vacuum, it's not successful. If people don't know about it, how can they access it? How can they support it? How can they be a part of it? You're doing that.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to educate individuals on, or even the public on? Anything that we didn't cover? Do you feel complete?
It's really important for people to understand that our main location in Beaver Falls at 600 6th Street, which was where our case management, the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is there, the Duquesne Light CAP program is there, the Columbia Gas CAP program is there, our state opioid response services, our SSVF, which is our supportive services to veteran families, our children and youth services, all of that case management programs and services, are still in that location. This location is 24/7, answering that phone all day long, every day. Here at 697 State Avenue in Vanport is open. Men 18 and over can be here, and there are a few things that would be exclusionary. Chris can, when we get the calls, we're evaluating for those sorts of things that we cannot manage. It is a 20-bed facility, 20 men, no more than 20 at any given point in time. We're here courtesy of Vanport Township and all of their commissioners, who have been very welcoming and very supportive. We wouldn't have been here without them either. And so it's important for people to know that we have the continuum of services. So even if you don't know that we're the ones who are able to answer your questions, don't hesitate to call. You can call the main office at 724-846-6400. We'll get you where you need to go. You can look at us online at cornerstonebeaver.org. You can look at our Facebook page on our social media. We're soon to have Instagram, it's my understanding. my children, my daughter particularly, teaches me all these things. Gloria's familiar with all that, you know, and you're helping us to get the word out. So I think it's important for people to understand that there's a continuum of support and services here, that there's a community of providers and churches and the faith-based community and the general public who are making this possible. And you can be a part of it. If you have questions, please do not sit out there and wonder. Call us. I'm happy to go anywhere and talk to anyone about what we're doing and help you to understand and answer any questions that you might have. So I think it's just important. If you have a need, if you know somebody who has a need, please do not suffer out there. Call us. We'll point you in a direction. If we're not the answer, we'll help you find the answer. And last but not least, I certainly want to mention that none of this happens without the incredible team that I get to rely on daily and the wonderful board of directors here at the Cornerstone of Beaver County and folks like you helping to get the word out. This isn't the end of the journey, Seth. It's the beginning.
All right, the beginning. Anything else anybody else wants to say?
Yes, like in addition to what Marie was saying, which I agree with every word of, she's such an eloquent speaker. I just adore her. But yes, I love how we are fighting the stigma about homelessness, because that's always something that irked me, because everybody is a human being. Everybody has value, has worth, and their life has meaning. And it fulfills me personally that I could put these people in touch with the resources they need through my volunteer base on a daily basis. And I implore anybody that wants to reach out, wants to help in any way possible, wants to volunteer in service, wants to donate, just please contact me. I am open, until I go to sleep at night. I'm checking emails and constantly, because I love what I do, but it was important to me to fight the stigma, and my volunteer base is helping me do that. And it's wonderful to know that there's so many like-minded people out there.
You guys are so inspiring that I hope whenever you guys get that Instagram up, that you guys do the short 30-second videos.
Reels.
Yeah, because you guys,
yeah.
I can see you guys sitting around once a week just coming up with topics and releasing these short form videos. You know?
We were like video gurus there for a minute. We were trying to keep the public involved. It was Ashley on a phone and me trying to remember
I was
what
taking the videos.
She's taking all the videos. She's the videographer.
Okay.
For the record.
You
And
can tell I don't talk much. I'll stay behind the camera.
I probably talk too much.
We have a staff member here. We have some younger staff who really bring life to it, and they've bought like yoga mats and cornhole and card games, and they spend their evenings when the men come home from work or doing whatever they need to do during the day, and they let them relax and they play games and let them unwind. And the yoga's been a tough
trying
sell,
to
but
connect
he's
with
really it really is. It's bringing them. We're meeting them where they're at and giving them choices on something to do instead of just fighting for survival somewhere.
all right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm Gloria Betters. I'm the volunteer coordinator.
My name is Chris Anderson. I'm the shelter manager.
Ashley McLaughlin, I'm your deputy director.
I'm Marie Timpano. I'm the executive director here at the Cornerstone of Beaver County.